Day 207 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem. This time we're at day 207 and we're still going strong, y'all. You already know how we do. We're staying disciplined and staying consistent, doing LeetCode problems every day while encouraging others to stay disciplined and stay consistent as well, y'all. We're all on this LeetCode journey together. We're all on this programming journey together, and you can never know too much about programming. There's always something new you can learn, and with this channel, we're all about learning LeetCode and how we can enhance our skills when it comes to data structures and algorithms. So before we get started today, y'all, if you're looking for some new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check that link out in the description. Then if you don't need any new Apple AirPods, you can just go ahead, bring a mouse, bring it right over here and click that subscribe button for me, y'all. And then after you click that subscribe button, go ahead and smash that like button for me, y'all. And then after you smash that like button, I'm calling all of my bankers. I repeat, all of my bankers to the comment section right now. I need y'all to drop 2 bank emojis in the comment section so we can run up this engagement and we can push this content out to a broader audience, y'all. As Swift community members, it's up to us to help the community to grow. And one way we could do that is to share this content out with as many people as we could find that will watch it. So your support is appreciated when it comes to that, y'all. You already know Swift is the new Python, so let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is let's see what question we have. And today we have question number 73, set matrix zeros. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry, we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand because we're all on different levels of our programming journey and we want everybody to be able to understand the solution at the end of this video. So let's see what the question says. It says, given an m times n integer matrix, if an element is 0, set its entire row and columns to zeros. You must do it in place. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but let's look at these examples just so we could really make it make sense and make sure we understand what it is that they're asking. So in example 1, we have a 2 m by n matrix, right? So this would be the m by n matrix. It has the element 0 right here in the middle. So we have to turn the entire row into zeros, this row right here, and the entire column into zeros, this column right here, because this is the row that the 0 sits in and this is the column that the 0 sits in. So if you look at the output, it's 0, 0, 0 in the row and it's 0, 0, 0 in the column. So let's look at the actual input and output instead of looking at pictures, because that's really what we're going to be working with, right? So in the input, we have the matrix equals the 2D array of integers. First array is 1, 1, 1. Second array is 1, 0, 1. Third array is 1, 1, 1. Now remember, this array represents the first row. This array represents the second row. And this array represents, this array right here represents the third row. And same with the output. So if you look at the output is a 2D array of integers. The first array is 1, 0, 1. Second array is 0, 0, 0. Third array is 1, 0, 1. Right? So this is the first row of the output. This is the second row of the output. And this is the third row of the output. Now, if you notice how it looks right here, these in the middle, since this 0 right here is in the middle right here, then these zeros right here represents the column. So we have to turn these zeros. So we have to turn this 1 into a 0, and we have to turn this 1 into a 0 so they could line up with the columns, and all of these will be zeros. Also, we have to turn this 1 into a 0 and this 1 into a 0, because remember, this is a row and we have to turn the whole row into zeros, and that's this row right here. Boom, we have to turn this, or it's this row right here, but we have to turn it into this right here. So, and this is just this is why the output looks like this, and these pictures are just a visual representation of how these outputs would look if we turned them and converted them into, or we drew a picture of the m times n matrix, y'all. So that's why the output is like this, with the first row being 1, 0, 1, second row being 0, 0, 0, third row being 1, 0, 1, because we turned from this input, we turned all of the zeros we turned all of the ones that was in the same column as this 0 and the same row as this 0 and the zeros. Boom. So let's look at example 2 where the m times n matrix is a little larger. Let's see, this time we have the matrix equals a 2D array. First row is 0, 1, 2, 0. Second row is 3, 4, 5, 2, and the third row is 1, 3, 1, and 5, right? And then the output would be another 2D array. First array would be 0, 0, 0, 0. Excuse me, y'all. Second array would be 0, 4, 5, 0. Third array would be 0, 3, 1, 0. And that's because we have a 0 right here and a 0 right here in the input, right? So we have to turn all of the whole row into 0. Boom. So this first row, that's why this first array is all zeros, because we have to turn this whole row into zeros. Then we have to turn each column for the whole column for each 0 into zeros, right? So that's why we put a 0 at index 0 here and an index and a 0 at the last index here. And we did the same thing at index. We turned the first index into a 0, or index 0 into a 0, and we turn the last index into a 0 because those represent the columns if we were to stack all of these on top of each other. So, well, let's go ahead and do it just so you can see how it would look. If we stacked all of them on top of each other, this would be the first row. Boom, 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 right? Then this would be the second row. It would look like this, or it's just the same as this. We could copy and paste it just like this so y'all could see like it makes sense. Boom. And then we turn this row, this would be the third row right here. Boom, and it'd be like this. And if you see, this whole row is zeros, this whole row is zeros, and this whole column is 0, this whole column is 0, and this whole row is 0. It's just imagine these stacked on top of each other, and that's what creates the matrix like this, right? So now that we understand the question, and this would be an example of the output. So now that we understand the question, y'all, let's get into the actual code. Code's not that difficult, not that long. So let's get into it. First thing we're going to do, we're going to say if matrix dot count equal sign 1. We're going to open up the brackets. We're going to say another if statement inside of that if statement. We're going to say if matrix 0, boom, index 0 contains, that should be contains a 0. Then what we're going to do, open up the brackets, we're going to say matrix 0 is going to equal an array of repeating colon 0 comma count colon matrix square brackets 0, come outside the square brackets dot count. So we're just going to turn it into an array of repeating zeros because it's all zeros, right? Boom, the whole row has to be zeros. And that's just if the count is 1. So that's the simple part, right? So let's handle the else, right? So we're going to come right here, we're going to say else, and we are going to declare a variable called set I. I'm going to say colon, we're going to turn that into a set of integers like this, and we're going to initialize it with a blank array or blank set. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to declare another variable called set j colon set another set of integers, and we are going to initialize that with a blank array as well. Then we're going to come underneath that. We're going to say for I and 0 up to matrix dot count. We're going to open up the brackets. We're going to say for j and 0 up to matrix dot count. Open up the brackets. We're going to say if matrix square brackets I square brackets j equal sign 0. Open up the brackets. We're going to say set I dot insert parentheses I. We're going to come underneath that. We're going to say set j dot insert parentheses j, just like so. Then we're going to come right here outside of that for loop. We're going to create another for loop, and we're going to say for I in set I, open up the brackets. We're going to say matrix square brackets I equals an array, open up the parentheses of repeating colon 0 count colon matrix square bracket 0 dot count. Then we're going to come outside of that for loop. We're going to start another for loop. This time we're going to say for j and set j, open up the brackets, for I in 0 up to matrix dot count, open up the brackets. We're going to say matrix square brackets I square brackets j. Then we're going to say equals 0. Because then, yeah, we need to set them to the, excuse me, y'all. So let's run it. Make sure it runs. Let's see. Ooh, we got the, so it worked the first time, but something is off. One of our numbers is off somewhere. So let's see if we could find out where we went wrong, right? Let's see, y'all, if we could figure this out. See, this is kind of a tricky one because it doesn't necessarily give us an error. It just says we got the answer wrong. So if we got the answer wrong, where did we get the answer wrong would be the question. So let's see. For I and 0 up to matrix dot count. Oh, right here, y'all. It should be for j and 0 and matrix square bracket 0. Excuse me, y'all. Square bracket 0 dot count. So let's run it. See if this runs this time like it's supposed to. And look at that, y'all. It works. It's accepted. So let's submit it. Make sure it stays accepted. Let's see. Ooh, look at that, y'all. Look at that. 0 milliseconds. Beats 100% of users with Swift. That's what I like to see. That's faster than a Bugatti riding past Andrew Tate and the rest of the brokies down the highway, y'all. That's what I like to see. So get one more look at the code. Before we leave, because you already know what else I like to see. You know what else I like to see? I like to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. Hope to see y'all then.